Today on Fresh Vintage, we're checking out some sweet 80s nostalgia, but it's not this guy. Nope, it's not Kit. This guy right here, the A-Team is in the house. Let's go. We are here with Justin. Justin, thanks so much for being here.
Sure thing, man.
The
No
myth,
problem.
the man, the legend.
Yeah, right.
This A-Team machine. This is fantastic, folks.
Yes, sir.
So obviously the show, the television show, inspired you to build this, but you were telling us, like, if you could tell us about the backstory of why you actually built this versus some other vehicle.
Be happy to. Yeah, so growing up as a kid in the 80s, right? Big Mr. T fan, because his cartoon was on shows on Saturday mornings and such like that.
Pity the Fool.
That's
Sorry,
right.
my terrible.
That's right, exactly. And ate the Mr. T cereal, so I was eating the poison at that point. But yeah, the A-Team was a big part of my life growing up with the A-Team, and then you saw the Dukes of Hazzard too previously, and then Fall Guy, Magnum PI, all that kind of stuff. But it really wasn't the show that inspired me to really build the show. The van was really Mr. T for what he stood for, and how he really helped kids grow up and how to grow up and be a strong person, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Respect your parents,
Yeah.
Respect people, be nice to people and stuff like that. So back when I had my first job, got my first bonus check, you know how it is, right? When we get our first bonus checks, it wasn't that much. And I always wanted to have a car as a kid to work on and to build and such like that. And my wife, being the blessing that she is, she said, well, why don't you go and look for something else? So I started thinking back to my childhood, what kind of cars I'd liked and all that kind of stuff. And I said, well, I can't find a 69 Charger because they're $8,000-9,000 at that time is a rusted out bucket, right? You know what I mean? Don't have that kind of money. So I went and bought me a $900 plumber's van. So it was a work van when I got it. It was a guy that had bought it from a plumber before, and this guy had been driving it back and forth here to the flea market on Saturdays and such. So when I got it, the inside was pretty nasty.
I can imagine,
So yeah, it was just an old work van, and what's been about 9-10 years later, here it is. It's taken a couple of revolutions to get it the way that I wanted it.
Yeah.
And, I've added a lot of things to it, kind of put some more technology into it as technology evolves and stuff like that. But it's pretty show accurate, right?
Yeah, from what I remember from the TV show,
I get questions all the time. Is it one of the vans from the show? Which really makes me feel good because it felt like I did a good job. But it's not. It's a complete replica. So, like, some of the technology and stuff that I put in there.
Look at this dash, folks.
Yeah,
Let me open the door, and Jay can get a closer shot of this. And from what you said, this actually swipes. So
yes, it does.
Let me just do this. Oops, one finger here, swipe. There we
you go.
It's really cool. And what was the name of this, Justin?
Yeah,
the
app that's on this Android device is called Real Dash.
Okay.
And it's tied in Bluetooth, connected through a small computer.
Okay.
That is up behind the dash. It's installed, and that company that makes that is called OneGauge.com.
Okay.
They do a great job. They're great guys. They really work with you on trying to get the firmware and stuff right. And of course, we got the Apple Play with the larger screens there on the dash and stuff like that. So.
And if you didn't see the embroidery on the actual seats, you got to show the seats there. Big shout out to Mr. T.
Yeah, that's
Gotta
right.
Pity
the Fool, right?
And so, Justin, you were saying you kind of put almost a brand new, if not a brand new, drivetrain in this thing.
I
right?
have,
From what
yes.
I remember. So
yeah, so I've got it. Originally came with when I bought it, it had 168,000 miles on it, and it had the original small block 350 engine in it.
Okay.
I drove that to about 219,000.
Okay.
It crapped out on me at that point, and then I put a new crate engine in it. Still same small block 350. It's probably maybe about 225, 230 horse.
Okay.
It's nothing real big. I didn't want it to be too.
I love the brush guard.
Yeah, no, that's the hardest thing that took me to find. That and the wheels were the two things that were hardest.
Folks, check out these wheels. I was going to ask you about these wheels because I'm like, we were actually talking about the General Lee over there. Yeah. It's like these have to be aftermarket wheels.
So people get those confused, right? Because the General Lee comes with what they call American Racing Vector wheels, right? Mm-hmm. These are called 12-spoke Hurricane wheels. They can come off of an old Mercury, or I got mine off of an 82 Corvette.
Okay.
Bought it from a guy off of Facebook Marketplace, painted them, sanded them down, did it all myself.
Okay.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
And so we have the memorabilia, obviously. And make sure you subscribe, sucker.
Yeah,
to
that's right.
the ateam Garage on YouTube. We'll put their logo on the screen here, but make sure you subscribe to their channel. Really appreciate it. Really, really well done. I like the interior. Did you have to go out and chase all this interior down?
I did it all myself, both the carpet kit and everything. But the chairs themselves, I pulled out of junkyards.
Okay.
Out of old conversion vans. To find them all to match, all I did was I bought that Duplicolor vinyl fabric paint. Just painted them black.
Really, really
and it works
nice.
very well. Works very well.
I can't decide whether I'd have a ton of fun or I would get into trouble in this thing. It would probably be getting into trouble while having a lot of fun is my guess.
That's right,
so.
yeah. So I have 3 boys, and they would say it's tons of fun. So
tons of fun,
yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
For sure.
And big shout out to Justin here. You ran Hot Rod Power Tour 2022 and 2023,
and 23,
right?
Yep.
In this van.
In this van.
So,
made it the whole way.
Just for context, if you haven't seen our Hot Rod Power Tour video, it was hot out.
Yeah,
and you have a big black box full of hot air in June in Bristol, Tennessee. So he ran from Georgia all the way up to Bristol, Tennessee. So I hope this thing has air conditioning. I'll just leave it at that. So
it has front air conditioning, but what we did, my son can attest to this, is what we did is we bought 2 box fans from Walmart on the way and bought the converter up there and just plugged them into there, and we had the fans blowing inside.
That would actually be a really good way to do it.
Yeah, so. That's right. That's right.
So something I like to ask owners of vehicles, what's one thing you love about it? And then conversely, what's one thing that just drives you nuts about it?
The one thing I love about it is the memories we've made in it with the kids, right? I mean, they love it, but they love it when people honk their horn and wave at us and people smile, and it makes people remember their childhood, right?
Yeah.
For guys like you and I that are like 80s kids. But I think the one thing that I really love about it was just the memories that we've had in the van with the guys, with the boys and my wife and our family and such like that. But the one thing that really... I don't think there's anything that I don't like about it other than the trials and tribulations with the engine and all that kind of stuff. Now we got all that figured out.
It's a process, right?
It's a process when you own a car. Yeah. Probably because I don't have a garage big enough to hold it. So it sits outside.
It sits outside.
Sits outside.
That's understandable.
So, yeah, but that's about it. Other than that, we've loved it. It's been, people ask me to go back to your question about why I built it. And another reason I built it is you don't see them. You don't see them in car shows.
I've never seen one. I mean, you've seen General Lee's, but you just to see this in person.
I mean, not knocking it. You see the General Lee's, you see the Smokey and the Bandit cars.
Yeah.
But you don't see an ateam van, right?
That's a really good call out because let's go back over here. You just don't see, and it's so distinctive. Yeah. And the color pattern is, I don't say simple per se, but it's also very, very notable.
So let's talk about that real quick. Most people think that the van in the show is all black with a red stripe.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because of Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Hot Wheels, when they made the cars to cut down on costs, they just dipped the car in black and put a red stripe on it. But the show itself is the gunmetal gray with the red stripe and the black bottoms.
And it's a very, I don't say simple in a bad way, but it's a very simple but distinctive paint color scheme.
Yeah, it is.
And I love that you got the wing on the back. I love the antennas. I mean, everything is just nostalgia. 80s. I mean, I was born in 81, so just nostalgia time machine, so to speak. So,
I mean, I don't have guns or anything in there, but when we go to larger car shows, I hang my guitars up in the back and such like that. But the original van, its interior was light gray.
Yeah.
I had to go with black because I had different color seats with the paint. So, it was easier that way.
And can we shut the doors just to see just to show the finish? Sorry. Look at that. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Bravo, Justin. Thanks so much.
Man.
Really, really appreciate
the time, man.
Absolutely.
Good to
Thanks
meet
for
you.
coming out and bringing this thing, this awesome piece of machinery out. Folks, if you like classic cars, if you like muscle cars, if you like the A-Team, if you like 80s nostalgia, Fresh Vintage is your channel. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.